Remove your hat or leave this courtroom. That was the judge's final warning to the silent royal guard. But when the guardsman finally spoke, the room froze. She didn't realize she was trying to humiliate someone who helped draft the very legal code she was quoting. Here's what happened. Before we dive in, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because tomorrow we drop another jaw-dropping royal guard story. The cool wind swept across the Gothic stone facade of York Crown Court under a pale sky that threatened rain. Inside, the rhythm of justice pulsed through quiet hallways. Barristers in black robes, clerks hauling files, murmuring defendants waiting anxiously outside hearing rooms. Then came a ripple through the silence, a sharp echo of polished boots against the marble floor. Corporal Alexander Rowe, of the King's Guard, moved through the court's atrium with calm precision. His ceremonial red tunic gleamed beneath the glass dome. The tall black bearskin cap atop his head added nearly a foot to his frame, making him an unavoidable presence among the dark suits and hushed tones of legal proceedings. A clerk blinked in surprise as Rowe approached. "Corporal Alexander Rowe reporting, ma'am. Witness for the Langley theft case." She hesitated, glancing at the ornate uniform. "Courtroom 2. But just so you're aware, Judge Karen Whitmore is strict about dress code." Rowe nodded. "Understood." Judge Karen Whitmore, 52, no nonsense, feared for her sharp tongue and zero tolerance for disruption, entered the courtroom to the familiar call. "All rise." Everyone stood. Judge Whitmore swept in, black robes billowing, gaze piercing. But then she froze, eyes locked on the soldier in red. "What is this?" she said coldly. "Mr. Prosecutor, is this some kind of performance?" The Crown's counsel stood nervously. "Your Honor, this is Corporal Rowe. He witnessed the incident last month near Hyde Park and came directly from military inspection, as ordered." Judge Whitmore narrowed her eyes. "And he couldn't change before entering a court of law?" Rowe remained silent, standing at attention. "Remove that hat immediately," she said, her voice rising. "This courtroom is not a pageant." When Rowe didn't move, she snapped, "Failure to comply will result in contempt of court." For the first time, Rowe spoke. "With respect, Your Honor, I must decline." The room held its breath. Military Code 44.2 states, "Ceremonial dress must remain intact while representing the regiment in any official function, including legal proceedings." Judge Whitmore leaned forward, irritated. "This is not a barracks, Corporal. This is a courtroom, and I am the law here." "And yet, Your Honor," Rowe replied calmly, "the 2019 Joint Protocol between the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Defense specifies accommodations must be made for active duty personnel in ceremonial roles. Section 11, Paragraph 4. There was a pause, then murmurs. "Furthermore," he continued, "I hold a first-class degree in law from Cambridge and clerked under Justice Robert Mallory at the Royal Courts. I am well within my rights to remain in uniform and challenge the contempt citation under Procedural Violation 12B." The judge's mouth opened slightly, then closed. Her expression shifted from fury to realization. A moment later, she cleared her throat. "Corporal Rowe, the court will take a short recess to review the applicable statutes." 15 minutes later, she returned, more composed. "The court withdraws the citation. Corporal Rowe, you may testify in uniform." His statement was crisp, precise, and irrefutable. As the session ended, a court clerk approached him with a sealed note. It read, "Corporal Rowe, your presence reminded us all that tradition and principle can and must coexist. I was wrong to judge based on appearance. Your professionalism is exemplary. Judge Karen Whitmore." Rowe folded the note, placed it in his tunic, and exited without a word. As he passed through the courthouse doors, a stranger in the gallery whispered, "He didn't just win the case, he won our respect." Have you ever misjudged someone because of what they wore, only to be humbled by their depth? If this story made you think twice about appearances, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below.